Welcome. It's been a while since I've done a long video. I've been doing a lot of shorts, but it's also been a while since I've done some shorts. So probably a little over 2 months or so. Now I've done a lot of updates in my workshop, so I thought I'd do a workshop update video. I always love watching those on YouTube. So for those who love watching that, I thought I would do that for you guys. Now I do have a small workshop. It's not like I have a ton of updates. For me it could be, but it's the small things that really push a workshop forward, in my opinion. We'll start with the forging area because that's the least, I've done the least amount there, and then we can move more towards the exciting stuff. Exciting in my opinion anyways. So I might even go over the little details, you know, hooks and stuff, how that helps so much, where to put stuff. And I may go over some future plans and what I need to do to improve some other things. Alright, the biggest change I had over here was with the forge. And I've done a short on building the forge, but I thought I'd do a little bit of an explanation of the forge. So, if you watched any of my previous forging videos, I had a hood forge. Now, there was a problem with that. The chimney pipe right here wasn't wide enough to take all that smoke because it's just rising. So I've opted out and decided to try a side draft forge. It kind of sucks it out, and it works so much better than the hood forge. It gets the majority of the smoke out. So this works a lot better. Having the anvil over here and not against the wall feels a lot better as well. Now I do have a shelf right above the forge. If you are worried about the forge being against the wall right here, that board there and the board behind it, they are fire resistant. So that is safe there. The only thing that's not safe is that shelf, which nothing has happened to yet, but I'm still worried about it, so it's gonna get moved. Since I put the forge here, I put the fireplace over there, and then it follows, the chimney goes up and connects to a T and goes outside. Another little addition, I did this 3 weeks ago. I made somewhere to hang my tongs. So this was just a quick little project. Made a bar, hangs my tongs, and then little pieces that stick up with a little scroll on the end. Hold my pole shovel and my nail header, which I don't use too often anymore. And I also got my coal rake here. And over in this corner is just wood, cardboard, wood shavings, just about anything I use to start the fire. Okay, so we're gonna move from the wood over to this corner here. I think I did a video on making this stand, I can't remember, but this stand was for my gas forge, but then I opted out of the gas forge, so I took one bar that was here across, took that out, and I made it a little bit longer on the back with the tabletop just kind of hanging over so I could fit my bandsaw on there. So that's nice that I have that somewhere. I made a spot underneath of it to store my oxy-acetylene tanks. So that's all stored there. I got my welding rods. I did a video or a short, I can't remember, of making that welding rod holder. What I did here, I did 3 of these around the workshop. No, 4. 5. So these are magnetic bars, and I just use them to organize my tools, just hanging them up, because the tools were just kind of all over the place, floating everywhere. So I bought a bunch of these magnetic bars, and I'm able to hang all my tools up. I put them in places where I needed them, of course. So depending where they are, they got a certain type of tool on them. So this is kind of the welding cutting area. So yeah, I got my clamps here, striker, and then stuff for my oxy-acetylene. Right over here, I've got my quench tank in front. I did a short on that, I think. That might be on Instagram. Quench tank here, and then acid etch here. So when I do quenching, I kind of move the tank out a little bit, get it away from everything. Now, I don't know if any of you remember, and I'm not sure how much it was on camera, but I had a swivel jaw vise here that needed some restoring on a stand. It was going to be used for forging, but it was taking up a lot of room, and there was just junk collecting around it. So I moved it. It's over my grinding room. I'll show you guys that shortly. But I moved that and cleaned up this area. I'm undecided on what I want to do for this area. I might move the bandsaw over, and then I could have a longer workbench, or I might put some sort of forging tool here, or I've been thinking about getting some sort of welding table, small welding table. I'm not sure, we'll see. And if I need more room where the wood supply is, I can think about building something to put the wood in and store it outside so it stays dry, and then I can put something over in that corner. So I'll have to see about that. So yeah, I've got some room there that I got to figure out what I'm going to do with. But yeah, the bandsaw is right there. I cleaned just about everything off of that because it was just collecting junk. And I don't know if in one of my videos I had said that it was going to end up collecting junk because I didn't have much for a workbench at that time. So, and that's exactly what happened. It just collected junk. And yeah, but now it's pretty much cleaned off. The only thing that's on there is some forging stuff that I don't have a place for yet. So we'll see. And then up here, I don't know if you can really tell, but that's steel storage, mild steel storage. So I kind of tried to organize it in a way, if I'm able to get anything, I should be able to get it out easy. So the small stuff is kind of on top, the bigger stuff is still kind of accessible from the back. So yeah, that's all up there, out of the way as well. Okay, over at the workbench, I ended up making a workbench right here. The frame was kind of sitting there for a while, and then I finally put a top on top of the frame. And then I had plans on making another one coming all the way up to where the bandsaw is. But I was just running out of time and I needed more room. So I took my old workbench that was in that small shed and I brought it into here. So when I have time, I want to make another one that will go a little bit further over. Because I needed my milling machine. I was working on a project for a customer and this is stupid. Got to get this thing in here. So got my milling machine in here, and I've been learning a lot on the milling machine because before then I hadn't spent too much time on it. But it's been super handy to have the room and to be able to use it. I've been learning quite a bit on the milling machine. Also, I've got this vise over here. I've been using that one for a lot of hand sanding. I do want to get one that's specifically for hand sanding that clamps the knife. I've seen some makers have those. And then more of those magnetic strips. I got one right here. I don't know if you can see that behind the milling machine, but I got that here. It's got all the milling machine tools and then some pliers of sorts. And then behind that, I've got more milling machine pieces like the collets, the milling bits, and the clamp down bits and all that kind of stuff. And then just random stuff here. Oh, and then up there is a shelf for all chemicals and sprays and stuff like that. Some screws on the window. I still got to do trim around the window, and I'm going to kind of bring it out a little bit so it's a little bit of a shelf on the window. It'll look a little nicer. Over there, I've got sanding abrasives all over there. Got my beautiful antique wrenches hanging up on these hooks. I made them look all nice. All my drills here. I only had 2, and then my brother, he's a Milwaukee guy. He had 3. He gave me 3 of them for a trade, so that was super handy. And then over here, I've got this antique cutting paper cutter. I posted a short on that and had someone say it's not antique. I don't know. I found it in the antique store. I don't know how old it is. I never had it in school. So apparently it was used quite a bit in schools. So I wasn't fortunate enough to have one, I guess. So, and over here, we've got more magnetic rods holding all the files. And then this one here is holding my workshop knife that I use. Also it'll hold projects that I'm in the process of making, like this little railway spike axe. I haven't touched this for probably over a year, but it's a kind of a reminder that I should finish something. I get busy with orders or something, and then I just forget about projects that I was doing for myself. Like I have a kitchen knife that I've been on and off about for, I don't know, 2 years. It's down by my leatherworking table, I think. So, and then on the shelf above that, I've got a ton of handle material. I started off buying some here and there, and then I went to knife shows, and I saw some stuff that I hadn't seen online, so I picked that up. And then I have a friend, awesome guy. He's a woodworker. He had a customer who's getting rid of some wood, and he's just like, here, I'll take this. He cut it into pieces for me. So all that stuff along the back there, I got that all from him. Has to be stabilized. And then I recently got some more from someone else. She's wanted a knife made for her son, and she had walnut. And I said, I need a piece this big. So, and it was a little too thin, so I got some extra. Got her to bring some extra. And then I got all the pieces stabilized, and I have 5 extra pieces from doing that knife. So it was super awesome. So the walnut looked really awesome on that knife. I don't know if I even posted anything about that knife. I think I did on my Instagram, but turned out way better than I was expecting. I actually hung up hooks for all my belts, and they were just kind of spare hooks that I had. A lot less of a mess. I need a couple more because I need some for the scallop belts for doing handles and stuff. Over here, that's behind the belts, is another magnetic strip where I have some of my grinding tools. And I got some storage at the bottom here. I need to make a little bit more hooks to put my wheel attachments on. Alright, right there, grinder, moved it over a little bit. And this is where the swivel jaw vise is going, or is. So I think it'd be kind of handy here. And right along this wall here, I'm not sure if I did a video of these, but I did some storage for these things, for all the attachments for my grinder, which I actually think I did a video, because this was some of the first things I did for the workshop, was hanging up these attachments for my belt grinder. And then this one I did a short on for the small wheel attachments. I need to make some hooks for these buffers. And then last weekend, this was one of the newer things I did for the workshop. It was right here. Angle grinder discs. They were all over my bandsaw, and I finally made a place for them. So it starts off with the discs I use most, which is cutoff wheels, then the flap discs, then the actual grinding discs, and then the wire wheel and mason cutting discs at the top, which I use the least of. I will eventually put somewhere to hang my grinder, my angle grinder, probably right under there, a little bar where I can just put it on where the guard will kind of sit over top and just kind of hang there. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's just a workshop tour. They're always nothing too super exciting, but I always enjoy watching workshops get built. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, because I enjoyed building this workshop. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Well, just as I finished filming the update video of my workshop, I saw a sale on, and I went and got some stuff, and it majorly changed a bunch of stuff in my workshop now. So I will be doing an update video, a part 2, not that far from the part 1. So I'm going to do a few more things so that there's enough content in the part 2. Right now I've got a couple things. I moved around, bought some stuff, and then I'll have content for that.